we have a court judgment on court ruling, court order on substituted service, which the barrister Deji Adeyanju is leading them, is aware of. The substituted service said that the order is that they should protest inside the stadium. And we requested that each group that will protest has to come to the police and notify the police. No group has notified the police. We only came here to see some people here, and we said, for the fact you have not notified us and you want to protest, follow the court order, which Deji Adeyanju, the barrister, is aware. The order said, protest inside the stadium. We are not stopping anybody from protesting, but look at how they are blocking the express road. And I said no. Because where their right stops is where another man's own stops. Because as they are infringing into the right of way of people, is not good. They are equally trampling on other people's rights on passage. And that's why he said no, they should enter the stadium where the court has given order that they should enter inside, they should carry out their 1,000 pressmen and enter the stadium and protest. They can transmit it to 2,000 word press, I don't care.
So, have you spoken with Mr. Deji Adeyanju on this?
I've spoken with him. He said I should give him 3 hours for him to organize them to enter into the stadium. I'm giving him 3 hours.
Okay. So what are your plans today?
I'm here. I am here.
Okay. So, Dr. Ruben, Ayo, and Rufai, that is the situation.
But can you ask him a question?
Do you have any questions?
Yes. Can you ask him? Can you ask him that in the event that the protesters refuse to go inside, because it's possible they may also not listen to Deji Adeyanju. He as a law enforcement officer and who is responsible for security in Abuja, what options are available to him in the case of recalcitrance on the part of the protesters?
Okay, the Commissioner, should the protesters refuse to go in because there is an obvious possibility of the protesters being recalcitrant, what are the options available for you?
Then they are not law-abiding. It's not me that gave the ruling. It's court order.
So what
if they want to breach the court order, they are breaching the court order. It's not my order. It's not the order of the Inspector General of Police. It's not the order of anybody.
So what will he
it's
do?
The order of
so what options are available? What will he do?
The court. So if they are doing it against court order, they know they are equally disobeying.
So what are the consequences?
They should know the consequence. The barrister is here.
You don't know the consequences?
The barrister is here. He knows the consequence of disobeying court order.
Okay, are you willing to tell us the consequence?
I'm not willing to tell you because he knows the consequence. He's that is leading them.
Okay, let's invite Barrister Deji Adeyanju. He's here, also here with us. We understand that the police commissioner has appealed to you, has spoken to you, that you should move the protesters inside, which is according to the court injunction. That's according to the police commissioner. What's your response to this?
The protesters are at the stadium. Are we not in the national stadium?
We are there.
The court order says national stadium. They have refused to allow us to go to Eagle Square. We say we will not confront them.
What the police commissioner is saying that inside the national stadium.
The court order said stadium, national stadium. That's what the court order say. Koniman die, Koniman bury him. You understand? Koniman die, Koniman is a Koniman. I'm also a Koniman.
So he has spoken to you now as the commissioner of police in Abuja. Are you willing to?
Are we not complying? Are we not at the stadium? Are we at Eagle Square?
Okay, but if he
this is my big brother.
If he insists that you should move into the national stadium,
then they have to carry us in. I've gone to speak as a lawyer. I've advised the protesters. I said, listen, if no matter how uncomfortable you are with a positive court order, whether it is interim, interlocutory, or perpetual, you must try to comply. The law must see you taking steps to comply. You can see that people kept it, but protesters called me as early as 5 a.m. this morning and said they're going to stop the Eagle Square. And I advised them that they should not go there. That they should not go to the Eagle Square because if they do that, they'll be disobeying the court order.
Okay. You understand? So we spoke to the police commissioner earlier on about the options of you refusing to move inside the stadium, and he said you are aware of the consequences. So are you prepared for the consequences, and what do you think would be the consequences of you not moving into the main bowl of the national stadium?
Very simple answer. Simple answer. You see, because we are in the stadium, we are within the ambit of the law, complying with the positive order of the court. Because we're in the vicinity of the national stadium. Do you understand? We are not in the 3-arm zone. That is why, you see, my appeal before the CP came, you see how peaceful and serene the place was. But with the CP's presence, the atmosphere is charged. So my appeal to my big brother is that you should not take steps that will make the protest degenerate. It's an appeal. You understand? Thank God that he's somebody that I respect, and he has a lot of respect and regard for me. So the idea of me coming here is that I will keep appealing to the protesters, and I will keep appealing to the authorities, because without this synergy, the country cannot work, and this protest will not be as peaceful as we want it. So let me further appeal to the CP, who is my brother, that he should de-escalate the situation. Do you understand? Okay. He's a conflict manager.
Okay. We're still talking about consequences here. Yeah. And the police commissioner felt so sure that you know the consequence of disagreeing with him on this issue.
Okay, where are we? Are we not at the National Stadium? We are at the National Stadium. That's why I have spoken about the issue of Konim and die, Konim and bury him.
Obviously, you don't want to talk about the consequence of moving
Which
into
consequence? Because we're in the National Stadium.
Okay, but now, talking about consequences.
And you know that I've actually not seen the order. I've not seen the order. All I have seen are news reports. And because I'm a lawyer, I must, whether the order is genuine or not, I must advise the protesters to comply.
Okay. Finally, the federal government has called for constructive engagement with the government and the mass